here some of the massage tools now that are comparable to the core muscle stem tool that I talked about in the course. The core muscle stem tool is a tool that a colleague of mine started making for me over 10 years ago, so that we would have something to massage animals with, and it's a modified Makita jigsaw. It's a bit intense, and it's something that doesn't really work well for small animals. And at the time that we started making them, there really wasn't anything else like that on the market, but now there is quite a few things on the market. So I wanted to experiment with some of the things that are available to you that are a little less expensive, and see if there was something that would work to give you more options as far as finding a tool to do mechanical massage with. So the first tool that I'm going to talk about, which is the most comparable to the core muscle stem, the Makita jigsaw tool, is called Vibe. It's the Vibe tool. Looks a lot like that core muscle stem tool. It's loud like it. It does have some different settings. You can adjust it on the side. When you push the button, unlike the core muscle stem where you have to hold it down, with this one you can just push it and it'll fire until you push it again. So that's a little bit different. You don't necessarily have to be holding that down the whole time. The tip of this is made out of a soft material, which, as you can see, holds on to dirt. So that's one of the downfalls of it, is that it does get dirty and it's difficult to clean. It does come with a few other tips that you can put on, one being another ball of the same material that's just larger. So this, again, is going to get dirty easily, but it gives you a different option as far as being able to cover a larger area when you're massaging with it. Another tip, which I actually really like, is a pointy tip, and it's made out of rubber, so it's easier to clean and sanitize. And with this tip, you're hitting a smaller area, and it's really good for getting stress points and trigger points. So you can hover directly over those, so that this tool is going to be really good for that. Again, this tool is intense. I wouldn't recommend using this on small animals, just like with the core muscle stem tool. I say don't use it on small dogs. You can get away with using it on larger dogs, but smaller dogs, definitely this would be too intense for them, so I wouldn't recommend that. Just like the core muscle stem tool, this does come with batteries. It has 2 batteries and a charger, so you can, if the battery goes dead on you while you're using it, you can pop it out and put a new one in and keep working, which is definitely a plus. But other than that, it's a lot cheaper than the core muscle stem, so that it's more affordable. So that would be one of the reasons that you would choose this over that tool. But other than that, they're pretty comparable to each other. So definitely a good option if you're looking for something a little less expensive. Again, would not use this on small animals. This would kind of be a horse-only tool. It's loud like the core muscle stem, so if you have a horse that doesn't really like loud things, this tool might not be the best option. But definitely a good option if you're looking for something that's like the core muscle stem, but a little bit more affordable. Next tool I want to talk about is the Wasagun, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, W-A-S-A-Gun. And this tool, I actually really like this tool. It's a little more expensive than the Vibe tool that we just talked about. This is what it looks like. So you can see it's a different configuration. It's a little different as far as how you would hold it and use it. It is similar in that it does have these tips that you can put on, and this tip in particular is very similar to the first tip that I talked about on the other gun, on the Vibe gun. It is a soft head, and as you can see, it'll hold dirt. So difficult to clean. Feels good when you're massaging with it, but with animals it's going to be difficult to clean it in between animal patients. But it does come with some other tools. This one I actually really like. It's kind of more of a flat head, and it's a hard material, so really easy to clean and to keep clean. This tool has 3 different settings. You hold it for a few seconds to turn on the first setting, and you can notice this tool is a lot quieter than the last tool and the core muscle stem. So if you have animals that don't like loud noises, this tool is definitely going to be the way to go. And then we can turn it up to the second setting and the third setting. So even on the third setting, it's not nearly as loud as the last tool, which is definitely a plus. It also has a couple other attachments. Here's another one which is going to be easy to clean because it's hard material. Just going to give you more of a localized treatment. Good for trigger points, stress points, things of that nature. And then we have the prong, which is also another cool thing to have because we can use this along either side of the spine. So without actually putting any pressure on the spine, we can go along either side of it with the prong. So I do really like this tool. I think if you're looking for a tool that you can utilize on all sizes of animals, anywhere from, you know, a small dog or a cat to horses, this tool will definitely be a good option for you for sure. One of the things I don't like about it is, unlike the other tools, it doesn't have batteries. You plug it in directly to charge it. So if you're working and you run out of juice, you can't grab a backup battery and pop it in and keep going. You have to stop and plug it in and charge it. So that's one of the downfalls. But just make sure, I guess, you have it charged before you head out on an appointment. But other than that, you know, I do think this tool is a really good option. It's a little bit more expensive than the Vibe tool, still less expensive than the core muscle stem. Good for both large and small animals, and so far is working well and seems to be a good tool. And just for comparison, just wanted to show you this again. This is the core muscle stem tool that's custom made. It's a Makita jigsaw that's been modified to be used as a massage tool. It's loud, probably louder than the Vibe. You have to hold it down with your finger while you're using it. It does come with 2 lithium batteries, so you can grab a battery and replace it if you need to, and the batteries tend to have a pretty good life. It's a powerful tool, gets the job done, but like I said, it's expensive because it's custom made, it's loud, and it's a little too powerful to be using on small animals. So it's a great tool. If you have one, use it. I use this all the time. They hold up really well. It's well made. But if you're looking for a less expensive options, the other 2 that I mentioned are really, really good choices.